This is a wonderful book by a good friend, Dick Duerksen. He's also a photographer, very gifted man, gifted storyteller. He tells stories uh, during our church service, or he'll hold special meetings with stories that he presents it in real life with costumes and different speakers that bring the Bible stories to life. And this little bird, isn't he cute? He's a baby. Let's see, a tricolored heron. Now, I'm not real fond of the herons because they've wiped out my fish. We had close to 75 large goldfish. Good thing they weren't koi. But anyway, this is the baby, and here's the grown-up heron. But there's little short stories in here. Doesn't take you very long to read them. I wouldn't read it all the way through. What I would do is grab the book, sit down with your child or your family, read it at the dinner table, turn the news off, put on some good news. And this book is signed by Dick Duerksen himself, and I will be giving one away to my subscribers, and I'll pay the postage. But if you want to order, I'll leave the link online, and also the link to his website, and then also a link to other stories that he's done in the past that you can watch on YouTube. So thank you for visiting my channel, and don't forget to hit the like button, and if you don't like it, that's okay. Hit the dislike button, but I pray that you'll hit the like button. I pray that you'll subscribe, because that's the only way you're going to be able to enter into the drawing, is by subscribing and leaving a message. Otherwise, I won't know who is a new subscriber. Just say, I'm a new subscriber. I'd like to enter into the book drawing, and I will get that book out to you the next day. So we'll be running the post office every day. We're about 5-6 miles from the post office. So thank you very much, and may God bless you. I know these are hard times. These are hard times for everybody. But you know, there is a God above, and he does care. He is in control. God is good, but the world is not. And he's coming soon, I believe. Thank you. I'm really excited to have you come and just give a little presentation about your story. I just got one of these books.
Storycatcher?
Yeah, interesting. I was looking at this cover, and I thought, that's kind of how I feel some days.
Most people who look at it say, so what's with the bird?
Yeah, what is with the bird?
There was a time when we lived in Orlando, Florida, right next to Gatorland, right just a mile or so from Gatorland. And I used to spend a lot of time over there, especially during the season when all of the wading birds are having babies. So I made good enough friends that they let me come over at sunrise, and I would shoot pictures until 9 in the morning or 10 in the morning when all the people came in, the tourists, and then go back in the evening. And although it's a theme park filled with alligators, it is a bird refuge. And so when you walk above the alligators on the wooden walkways, there are birds nesting all around you. And that is a baby tricolored heron.
A baby tricolored heron?
And it looks absolutely sinfully ugly.
It is kind of ugly.
Totally ugly. And I had been following that little group in the nest for a number of days. And when he got old enough that he could actually stand on the edge of the nest and squawk at me, I started taking that picture.
Oh, but so you met him personally?
Oh, met him personally, you bet. We became friends.
Are you still friends? Or on YouTube? Or?
Long gone. Long gone. I think he flew away.
Yeah, he flew the coop.
But I used it because I'm convinced that when you do stories, stories help people move from a childish, small, simple understanding to something much deeper and more beautiful. You can can see big pictures through stories better than just about any other way. And if you flip the book over, the other side is a picture of a mature tricolor heron.
Ooh.
That's his mom or dad.
Wow.
And they're one of the most beautiful herons around. But they start out kind of ugly.
Well, I know this bird here too.
Yeah, well, he's just kind of a crazy guy.
Well, you know, I always had trouble in high school. My two sisters are well educated. One's a university professor, and the other one does psychology. And because of things gone wrong in my life, I didn't get an education. And it's hard for me to go to listen, but seeing something visual
Makes a big difference.
I'm a very visual person. I guess they call
and
that
stories
kinetic.
do that too.
Yes.
Because for one, if I were to give you the 6 reasons why you ought to believe in the resurrection, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if I tell you a resurrection story, it's
Yeah.
much more meaningful.
And I've enjoyed a lot of your stories in church where you get up front, and like the Barabbas one that you gave, that was really, and Bathsheba.
Been doing Nicodemus the last few months here this year around Easter,
Oh, wonderful.
and did several recordings of Nicodemus. Fascinating to just get back into his life when Jesus was alive, and then talk as if you were Nicodemus. It opens the story in different ways.
Yes.
Like
For
a
me,
movie.
and I think for children, they parents will read to their kids, but if we tell them the story, if they see a visual, that really sticks into their head, that they can understand the meaning by seeing it with their own little eyes.
There is a text in Scripture where Jesus was talking about his second coming, his return to earth, and he promises that it will be so visible that everyone on the planet will see it.
Wow.
Everyone will see it.
Every eye shall see him.
So a friend of mine one day was on a little tiny island in the Kiribati section of South Pacific. And they're in the ocean, and he was doing a series of meetings so that every day he was doing something with the people, the villagers. But every morning, they had him in a little thatch hut down by the water at the lagoon.
Huh.
And every morning he would hear the people coming by. Well, the first morning, the second morning, he said, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Third morning, he said, I got to see what they're going to do. Are they going fishing early in the morning, or what is it?
Oh.
And so he went down to the lagoon with them before sunrise and stood there watching. All the people were silent, looking towards the sunrise.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden the sun begins to peek up over, and they all cheer and shout. And my friend Jim said, what is it? And they said, well, we're sad because Jesus is not coming today. We saw the sun instead. But if there were a little cloud the size of a man's hand, we know Jesus is coming today, and we can hardly wait.
Yeah.
But since he isn't, let's go to work.
Let's go to work. And I know some of us, having health issues, getting older, families torn apart, relationships damaged. I think things are really winding down or winding up, if you want to say that. We have an awakening. Even people that are non-believers are starting to say, what's up? What's going on? And now, with this new scare of global pandemic, it has a lot of people worried.
Really worried.
Yeah, and then you read about the deaths. You hear all these young people dying, doctors dying. And that's scary for us, because we're in that age group and health group, and we're scared. But we shouldn't. I shouldn't be scared, because I know when my eyes close in death, I will see Jesus. To the twinkling of an eye, that I know I will sleep
That's right.
until he comes.
That's right. The peaceful pause before the resurrection.
Yeah.
When I die, it's just, my dad's 101.
Yes.
And we talk to him every couple days, and he's lonely, he's sad, he wants to go home, he wants to be gone, he wants to die.
Yeah.
At night he begs to die. In the morning he says, God, how come you woke me up? What's wrong with you? So they have an ongoing argument. But he says, all I really care about is the day that I wake up and I'm with Jesus in heaven. And that peaceful pause, it can come as soon as possible, and I'll be happy. Oh, that's fun.
And we have a foreign exchange student. She really, really enjoyed reading your book. She goes in the corner and reads the story.
Well, I decided to give you some of these so that you can give them to the people who are listening to your YouTube site.
Yes, I'm going to do a book giveaway. I'm going to do a drawing for 10 days. So I'll do it until the end of April.
Good.
So May 1st will be the cutoff date. Or May 31st, I think it's 30. Let's see, April, May, June, July.
Hey, don't worry. I can never remember. That's why I carry a watch on my phone.
Yeah,
I can remember stuff like that.
Yeah. So at the end of April, please sub to my channel. And I will do a drawing every night. I will have Lysaa pick out a name. If you subscribe and leave a comment, so I know that you subscribe to my channel. Because if you don't leave a comment, I won't know that you're a new subscriber. And then my old subscribers, I have a few hundred. Please make a comment on this.
On the book.
Yeah, on the book. And
the book with a wild haircut.
Yeah, and some of us are looking like that right now because we can't go to the barber.
The beauticians are very sad because they know you're going to look like that and they want to help.
Or we look like that when the police pulls us over and said, you're going to groceries and you got your canoe on top of your car and a snorkel gear? I don't think you're going grocery shopping for necessities. Or toilet paper.
Oh, it's funny.
Yeah, I these stories are... Now, how many stories are in this book?
Oh, it depends on how you count them. There's like 37, I think.
37. Which story is your favorite?
There's no favorites.
No favorite.
No. Every story teaches some lesson or challenges me to think some thought I've not thought before.
Huh.
And most of them, when I'm through reading it, I close the book and I stop and think a bit. And that's what I find that people who read it do. Very few people just sit and read it through. They read a story and they say, oh, I got to think about that a little.
This would be a great, great asset to your family if you sat down and read this to your child or your whole family. Just make it a family get-together, maybe once a week or once every 3 or 4 days. To get through this quarantine, we need something. We need the Lord.
It's interesting because on my website, storycatcher.world,
storycatcher.world,
which is a little different.
I'll put a
but
link.
It's .world.
Yeah.
But you can send me a note, and I'm getting all kinds of notes and questions and comments. And sometimes it's old friends connecting, and sometimes it's new friends asking why or what. It's a lot of fun.
Now, I'm writing my own autobiography. It's called On My Way Home. I don't know why I have so many crazy stories, but they're all absolutely true. The time and time again where the Lord saved my life. Just like the one with the cat.
Yep.
That is a weird story, and people can't believe it.
I have another friend who wrote a collection of 365 devotionals. Mm-hmm. For juniors to ages 7 to 11 or something like that. And when the book went to publisher, they rejected it. They said they weren't willing to publish it. It had too many miracles. It wasn't believable.
Oh my! What I'm going to do is when I get ready to publish my book, is I'm going to have a polygraph test. To prove.
Is this true?
Yeah, is this true? Are you? Did you really? No, that's impossible. It's
that's
crazy.
Great.
Yeah, is this crazy story? But tell me. Now, I was in Florida. I lived in Florida from 1955 to just for 3 years. I lived in Fort Myers. And what year were you there?
Oh, let's see. It was 91 to 06.
Okay, that was long. Now, we would go to the Florida Keys a lot. And I just gave a little story on my YouTube channel about God's Ways. It was a story that was published in the Gleaner, that's the Adventist magazine.
Good.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you do wonderful photography. Can you share with that?
Oh, I get to do a lot of that. On the website, I have a section that's just photos. And it's been fun. I've traveled around the world, and I've met a lot of great people, seen some beautiful things. And in 1968, I went to Puerto Rico as a student missionary for a year.
Oh.
And my father gave me his Argus C3 camera, which was an old rangefinder. It's an awful camera, but it worked, and I fell in love with photography.
Wow.
And for literally all that year, I gave blood every 4 weeks, and they paid me $20 for a pint, or a quart, or a gallon, or however much they took.
It felt like a gallon.
It felt like a gallon. You put a ball in my hand and say, squeeze it, and I didn't ever squeeze it. I was out before then. But Shep would give me the $20 as soon as I was done, and I would take that $20, and that was 4 rolls of film developed.
Oh, yeah.
And that was, that's the way I fell in love with photography.
Yeah. I used to love photography, but I'm not that good at it. But I do appreciate the beautiful pictures that you have.
Thank you.
So you'll want to look at his, what's the website?
Storycatcher.world.
Storycatcher.world. And do you have your photographs there
Mm-hmm.
too?
I do.
Okay. And I noticed some of them for Colorado and
All around the world.
Yeah.
But especially, if I could go anywhere and just stay, it would be the high Rockies.
Oh, yes. I love the mountains. I love being out in the country. And for me, living out here is just a blessing. And I know your wife, Brenda. She's a wonderful person. I've enjoyed being her friend ever since you moved here to the area and going to the church.
Special lady.
Yes, she is. Now, this isn't all religion, is it? It's
no.
We're not trying to proselytize you to any one faith.
We're trying to proselytize you to trusting God and experiencing the hope that He offers.
That's
definitely
right.
true.
And so I think that if you aren't picked for the book giveaway, you can order it.
Just go to the website, click on one of the red buttons, and you'll be right at the Amazon site.
Yeah. And how much is it?
It's $11.
$11.
Yeah.
And with shipping?
With shipping, about $3.50 more. So, and then it depends on taxes in your world, whatever little corner of the world you're in.
About the price of a Starbucks coffee and
There you go.
muffin. Yeah.
There you go.
Well worth it. Well, Dick,
it's like a good breakfast.
Yeah. I've enjoyed talking with you.
My pleasure.
And I am excited about this book. And I think if you read it,
you'd be happy.
Yeah.
Happy
really.
And peace. Those are the two things I hope you would experience.
Yeah, and this is do something for your family. Is order this, because it will. You may save your kid's life by teaching them that they are worth everything.
Yeah.
So, thank you,
Thanks,
Dick.
Cheryl. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you.
And God bless you too.